it different from acting in America, Norway, and India? I mean, do you find any difference in the
Yes.
approaches?
Yeah. Well, America have different techniques, like you
Mhm.
heard about, probably heard about Stella Adler and Stravinsky, and they use different techniques. So, but
Mhm.
and in Norway, little bit of the same, but here we are more. India is more about exaggerating so much more, making your part bigger than it is, and making the scenes more and bigger than it is, and trying to convince the director that your dialogues should be longer. And in India, it's everything is big and long, and all the actors I
Mhm.
work with on the set, they try to make their parts look bigger and longer. In India, I only see that in India. I don't know if that's me, or I don't know. It's just, I think it's the
Okay.
cultural difference. But you see the movies, when you see the Bollywood movies also, they, you see big tough guys lifting cars, and you don't see that in American films or Norwegian film
Mhm.
industry or European film industry. So yeah.
So, so the approaches that actors here are more greedy. They want lengthier, more meaty, more substantive roles.
I wouldn't say greedy. I think that they more understand the part and how they can make the part look
Better.
better or
Okay.
more funny or more interesting, and that they have their own interpretation of that, and they really want to push that forward to convince the director to say, okay, fine, sure, do your version then.
Tell us something about your work, the kind of work you are doing in India. What kind of acting assignments have you got?
Oh, well, first I got a part for that. That was funny. I just came out from acting school. I was really hungry. I haven't eaten the whole day, 8 hours acting nonstop, and then I just went to the gym across the street in Mahada. And then this guy came up to me and he said, "Hey, blah 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 blah." And I was so hungry and just focused that I just need to eat now because I've been like 10 hours without food and I would want to go. And so I thought he wanted something from me. And hey, talking about this audition and blah 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 blah. And then I was almost about just to leave him. And then I started to think he really knows what he's talking about. And he was a casting director for 21 Sarfaraz Sharagari. So he
Mhm.
wanted me to do an audition, and then of course I was very happy to do that. That was my first audition, so I had to
Mm.
memorize, learn all my lines, and work really hard to do it. So I nailed it, and I got the part. So that's actually how it started. And then I was going back to Norway, and I was thinking, no, 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 I'm sure not going. I will not hear anything. And so he called me up, and we cast you for this and this part, and this is a 65 episode show, and it's a big show. And I, oh, really? Yeah. So I was really, really, really excited. So of course I went back quite early, and we did 65 episodes, and but it was challenging because of my Hindi. So, and on the set on the TV show, they give
Mhm.
you lines. Maybe if you're lucky, they give you maybe 1 hour before in Hindi, mostly in Hindi. I thought most
Mhm.
of my lines would be in English because my character was an Englishman. But so if I could get them like 1 day, 2 days before, I can learn them and I can read them and
Mhm.
understand them. But the way it works in the TV industry, it's a little bit hard for a foreigner who doesn't really speak Hindi. So I was struggling very hard, but I managed to cope with it. So, and they managed to cope with me, so I'm very happy.
Okay, so you acted in 65 episodes of
Yeah,
the
yeah.
series.
And that was first on Discovery Jeet. That was an Indian channel, and then it went on Netflix.
Uh,
Yeah, yeah,
so,
it's good.
so basically, what part did you play?
I played Colonel Houghton. It was an
Norton. Okay.
yeah, it was
Colonel.
yeah, very masculine and but very good guy, very good war guy, and commanding his soldiers in a good way, good and fair way. So it was good and great part to play, and I was happy to do that.
Being a Norwegian, how easy or difficult was it for you to adapt as a Britisher? And that
Well,
too of that time.
well, it wasn't that hard. I just have to
Mhm.
put my British accent to the lines, and I have. Britain is just 2 hours plane ride from here, and I've been a lot to England many times since I was
Mhm.
15 years old. So I know the culture, and I know many British people, and I have many friends there, and it was not so hard to adapt. You just have to understand them and understand your character most of all, how the character would have been, and well, how he was, because the character I played was an actual guy. He actually lived some time ago. So yeah. So trying
Okay.
to understand him, and like you would do with normal characters in acting, and how they would respond and how they behave in certain situations, and then of course you also have great guidelines by the director who knows all the characters. So.
Recently, one of your films has been is being released, Torbaaz. Tell us
Yes.
something about your role in Torbaaz. What did you do?
Oh, yes, yes, yes. In Torbaaz, I'm playing Sanjay Dutt's best friend. My name is Bill Miller, an American officer there. And yeah, I'm actually having some scenes with him and, well, Aisha, well, Nargis Fakhri is a real name.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'm actually Sajda's best friend, and we hang out together there in the movie. And yeah, I think the movie came out great. Originally, that movie should have been on the cinemas, so it should have been longer. So they
Mhm.
did cut out a lot of scenes actually because they wanted to adapt it for the Netflix channel. So, but
Mhm.
it's still a good movie, and it was good to see it. And yeah, proud to be a part of that. So
When you work with these big actors, Sanjay Dutt, Nargis Fakhri,
it was great.
uh, what is their approach and behavior towards you? How do they react to working with a foreigner who's working in India?
Yeah.
One can understand if you're outside India, you do work with foreigners, and which is okay. But in their home territory, working with them, did they react in a certain way, or was it very normal?
Very good question. I had heard many things about Sanjay Dutt long time
Mhm.
before I started to work with him. That he was this and that, and so and so. And but who am I to say anything? But to me, he was the nicest and sweetest and kindest guy. Really, what I heard was I couldn't even see none of that. He was talking about Finland, since I was from Norway. Finland is a neighbor country that he has visited Finland, and we talked back and forward about this and this place and about acting. And even sometimes he did mistakes, sometimes I did one mistake, we have to do that again. Sure, that's okay, fine. We just tap each other's shoulders, and hey, that's fine. Just giving comfort to each other, that's fine. So no, great man, really, really great man. Respect and love for this man. Yes, totally.